Hello and welcome to my very messy desk, although it's got a bit of sunshine on it, which is always very welcome. Wanted to do a little update about this project, which you may have seen that I've been talking about on my social media, but if you haven't, it's called the DPPD, the Drop Pod Parachute Deployer. The idea is, I'm interested in this. One, people use systems like this as like emergency fail-safes on drones and quadcopters, so that if they have a fail-safe condition, like they lose power or the radio is disconnected, it can eject a parachute and instead of just crashing down to the ground. And that's one use for them. The other one is I've quite often built parachutes for my rocketry stuff, and I've drop tested them off quadcopters, and it's kind of interesting. It gives you an idea of how they inflate and how they perform, but it doesn't give you the experience of them coming out of a tube and actually deploying as they would out of a rocket. So it's a useful system for that. Finally, also, when you're hanging stuff off quadcopters to fly up, it can all get a bit unwieldy with, like, open parachutes kind of hanging off them, and it ends up a bit like a big kite and catching little cross breezes and stuff like that. So this would be a neater way to do it. And finally, I suppose it might be of interest for those types of people who are interested in drop delivering parcels. We hear all this talk about different companies dropping goods and stuff and delivering things via drone drop surface. So there's a spring inside with a little pusher plate at the moment. It can push some small parachutes out, but it's just empty at the moment. I'll just show you the spring coming out. There's a little Raspberry Pi Pico. Onto the Raspberry Pi Pico is a brilliant Pimeroni LiPo shim, which allows me to connect a LiPo to power the Pico, allows me to charge the battery via the Pico's USB, and also has a nice snazzy on-off switch, which is lovely. At the top end here, the other reason I'm interested in this project is it's a good test case for my pull pin or drop pin switch designs. If you haven't heard about these, I'll link to a video below, but basically there's a couple of models. I'm selling them on my Tindy shop. You can set them up as pull pins for rockets, for pull pins for any kind of like power project, any sort of robotics project that you need a arming switch for. You can set the tension on them, so you can make them quite stiff. You can make them quite loose, as in this one. So the idea here is this would be attached to the quad. The pod would drop away, the pin would stay in place, and there's very little friction on this device. So I'm selling them on Tindy, both versions, and I'll put the link below. You can check those out if you want. Actually, they sold out last week, so I've been quickly making some stock to redo it. So the system's on, it's ready. So it's coded up that when the interrupt handler is kind of requested, it will do a 3-second delay, and then it should open the lid. So there we go. Hey, it's also made me want to set up surprise jack-in-the-boxes all around the house where I live to annoy my family with tripwires connected to these pins, which is a great, if slightly nefarious, use for them. Love the way that we reset it. You load your parachute, you load the thing, turn it off, turn it on again, and we are reset. So let's do it one more time just because it's nice. Let's do it this way just for fun. It's so satisfying. I can't tell you how many times I've done this. It's absolutely ridiculous how much fun it is to pop a spring out of a box. But there we go. So there we go. The DPPD. I shall put the code up at some point, and I need to refine quite a lot of the mechanics of the box now. I need to think about how a parachute actually kind of attaches to the pod, and where the pod actually some kind of mechanism for retaining the pod onto a servo release mechanism, and then hopefully we can fly it. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Ta-ta.